All right, here we are live on most of the channels. I'm using StreamYard, and that means I need to go over to Instagram to click go live there if I can at all. Um, and let's see if we can get that to work. There we go. It just takes a second. All right. So now we're live on Instagram and YouTube and LinkedIn. We'll probably add some more channels in the future. I'm still getting used to these Instagram things. It's in portrait mode. So I've got to make sure I stand in the right place and all of that. Um, but with that uh, housekeeping out of the way, let me just mention to anyone who's new to these videos, if this is the first one you're watching, we record them live on live streams, but the idea basically is to have sort of useful videos for people to use over time, and accompanying blog posts that people can find on our blog as well, talking about useful, like cool features in LeanPub, ways to help you sell your book, ways to help you write your book or course if you're doing an online course on LeanPub. Uh, and to just kind of get you kind of get your juices flowing and with respect to creativity and book marketing and stuff like that every day. And so if we can do it every day, hopefully you can do it every day a little bit too. Actually, what we're going to be talking about today is book promotion. Specifically, I'm going to be talking about recording book promotion videos. It's funny when you're talking to sort of certain kind of people about this kind of thing. Book promotion seems very straightforward and obvious, and recording videos seems like something maybe some people do, like from their car, like 10 times a day for maybe an hour at a time or whatever. And for other people, it's very intimidating, and I've never done that before and stuff like that. So we've got those two kind of very different audiences to be talking to. But the main thing I would say is that, first of all, books don't sell themselves. It's one of the sort of like, sad things to see on LeanPub is someone like really brilliant people full of creativity, working really hard on a book for a really long time. And they click the button to publish it and think that that's the end of their job. And that, if you follow the self-publishing blogosphere and stuff like that, notoriously that's untrue. If you know anybody who works for a book publishing company, you'll know that's untrue. If you know anyone who's ever had a book published by a book publishing company, you'll also know that's untrue. There's a lot of myths out there that, like, once you get an agent and you get a book publishing company behind you publishing your book, all of a sudden there's going to be kind of magical money from the sky and audiences from nowhere and stuff like that. And that's just not how it works. The good news is that you can make the work of promoting your book fun, and one of the ways to do that is to get used to recording videos. And that's what I'm going to be talking a little bit about today. Just from a personal perspective, I wasn't used to this when I started doing it. I still, it's still okay to get nervous and stuff like that. And to feel bad if you do things wrong, say do too many move around too much, things like that. But you'll become better over time. So actually, the first thing I recommend is kind of old fashioned. If you're brand new to recording book promotion videos, number one thing I recommend is that you get something old fashioned on your computer, like Zoom, for example, which lets you just sort of click a button to create a call. You'll see your face on the screen. You can see what your background looks like. You can see what you look like. You can mess around as much as you want. Eventually, we're going to sort of get used to doing that. You can hit the record button, and you can, knowing that it's just going to be for you, and you can practice over and over again. Hi, I'm Len Epp. I'm the author of this book, et cetera, et cetera. I'm really happy to share a new version of it with you that I just published today on LeanPub. I added a third chapter to my previous two chapters. This chapter is about X, Y, Z. And then you can hit stop record, and you can view the record, download and view the recording and see, do I like it? Do I not like it? Things like that. And so just one thing to keep in mind is when you're practicing to get started with that kind of old fashioned way of doing things, there's no risk, there's no worry, there's no embarrassment. It's all just you getting used to it. Just like anything else in your life. I mean, if you can drive a car, you can record, you can record a video. And so I would recommend getting used to doing it that way. One thing you'll run into then as well is, if you do it enough, you'll actually get good enough that you can just hit record, start talking. You'll be good at looking into the camera, and you'll know what to say, and you'll get it done, and you'll hit stop recording, and you might not need to do any editing at all. Typically, actually, there is a funny thing about these kinds of videos. We don't do it with these live streams. But with a kind of more polished kind of video, you're going to want a little bit of like a clip at the beginning. You're going to want to clip out a little bit at the beginning and a little bit at the end. There are plenty of services out there, like online web-based kind of services that you can use to edit videos. One that I recommend, is I think it is paid, but Snagit is a really good one for recording videos. I can go Control Shift V on my computer. It's recording in my in my web browser like window and stuff like that, which is really easy, and it makes it really easy to clip the beginning and the end. Makes it really easy to get to download it and put it on your computer and wherever you store your videos, and then easy to upload. So that leads me to the next thing, which is so first step. First thing is recording book promotion videos is a very important part of promoting books these days. It can seem daunting at the beginning, but you do it enough, it'll be easy. In fact, we recommend working it into, maybe not necessarily your daily book promotion schedule, but your weekly book promotion schedule. One thing I like to talk about is if you've self-published a book, or if you are self-publishing a book on Leanpub that you're, publishing new versions chapter by chapter, set aside 15 minutes of your day, get a coffee, get a beer, get whatever it is you like, and spend 15 minutes promoting your book. Whether that's emailing people, what have you, like influencers with free coupons for your book saying, hey, I think you'd really like my book, whatever it is, setting up a coupon campaign, things like that. I recommend 15 minutes a day. What you could do is you could schedule it, in one day a week is going to be you recording a video or a bunch of videos. So that's the next step. So after that, the question is where to publish your videos. If one thing is, like, it's actually quite easy on social media, like obviously like Twitter or X, Twitch, Blue Sky, Instagram, of course, and LinkedIn. Wherever you are, it's probably pretty easy to publish videos. You'll probably see a little like kind of video icon or something. If you've got it recorded on your computer, basically, and most of the people I'm talking to are probably mostly using computers for this level of things. You'll be using your phone for lots else, but for this level of video editing and stuff, you're probably using like a laptop or a desktop or something like that. Yeah, and then you can upload your videos very easily. You can also, if you get a little bit more sophisticated, you can get social media handling kind of things like Buffer, that actually where you can add like 5 channels and publish in 5 places at once. Don't worry about that at the beginning. You might get there eventually. But the one place we definitely recommend that you publish your videos is YouTube, and that's because it's really easy to take a YouTube link and then publish it wherever, like, as post it as a link, put it in email, newsletter, whatever. Like a published public video on YouTube gives you a public link that you can share with anybody. It will always point to that video where they can go and watch it. And then it can be part of a playlist. It'll be associated with your channel on YouTube. So by publishing new videos, you're constantly adding to what people can watch, to what people get notified about, things like that. So whatever is fun and easy and natural to you, publish your videos there. But also we recommend YouTube. The next topic is then publishing your videos on Leanpub. How can you do that? So we're going to be building more ways to do this, but one of the best ways to do this is on your book. You can publish a video on your book landing page. If you go to leanpub.com/blog and search for this article, you'll find links there. If you go to our help center and search for, like text about like how do I embed a video on my book's Leanpub landing page, you'll find that article in our help center with step-by-step instructions and things like that. It's pretty easy. If you've already published a book on Leanpub, you're probably familiar with the overview page. There's a kind of like, web page video kind of, link there to a page where you can, just set your YouTube video address, and then that video will be published on your book landing page. You can actually also add a video about yourself to your profile page. We highly recommend doing that as well. This would be a video like, hi, I'm Len Epp, co-founder of Leanpub. I've written a book about some very interesting topic, and I'm publishing it chapter by chapter. Buy it now, and you'll get it for a cheaper price than it'll be when it's done. I'd love to hear from you. You can contact me at blah blah. Please follow me on LinkedIn or X or whatever at these handles and things like that. So definitely publishing a video about not just about your videos about your book, but also videos about yourself is really important. A lot of time we could spend endless time talking about how often, authors hold themselves back because they're worried about promoting themselves. And, it is kind of funny. And like most of us who've written books and stuff like that have been there where, poems or what have you, is you actually put a lot of thought into this thing that you've created, but then you kind of feel funny going out and promoting it. You kind of wish someone else would take care of that so that you weren't promoting yourself. I don't think that that's a concern that basically anyone should have these days anymore. The culture has changed. If you're still kind of, of a certain vintage and you've got that worry, you don't need to worry about it. People don't see promoting things that you are full of the, work that you put into them to go and then try and get attention for them and try and get other people to learn from them and enjoy them is a good thing that you're doing. People want to hear from you about what you've created. And so don't worry about looking like you're being kind of cheesy and self-promoting. You've created something that you care about, and now you're just telling people about it. That's the way to look at book promotion. Um, and the last thing I'll mention here is on the topic of recording book promotion videos, is that you can apply for a LeanPub launch video. It's free currently. Basically, what it means is you just kind of like you submit an application. We read all the applications. We don't have time to reply to all of them and stuff like that. But if you get accepted, then we will you get an email from me, and that email will have a link to my Calendly page where you'll book a time. And then what we'll do is we'll record a Zoom video, uh, just sort of totally relaxed, not live, stuff like that. We do a little bit of editing, and then we end up publishing the video on our YouTube channel, sharing links with you. We do a blog post and stuff like that. So there's as I'm showing on the blog post here, there's a form, a pretty ugly Google form that we set up a while ago that you can fill out. But you can actually also click an Apply Now button when you publish the first version of your book. I recommend just clicking that button. You can always, say no later if you change your mind or whatever. But there's also an article, a recent tip of the day kind of article where I'm talking about applying for launch videos, because we'd like doing. I love talking to authors, and if you've published a book on LeanPub, please apply, and hopefully we'll get to have a chance to talk about it together and record our conversation, and then have it published online. And then you can, of course, add that video to your book landing page. You can add that video to your profile page on LeanPub, whatever you like. So just to end this live stream, the topic today was recording book promotion videos, a little bit about why you should do it, how you should do it, the mindset you should get in, how regularly you should do it. If you came in late, you can find, as with all these tip of the days, you can find an accompanying blog post on our blog at leanpub.com/blog, and you can find them on our YouTube channel on the playlist for the Lean Publishing Tip of the Day. If you like this kind of thing, if you like learning about new books and authors, if you're an author yourself or an aspiring author, I highly recommend you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It'll help you discover how other people are approaching things, other people like you. If you're just, as it were, just a reader, you'll discover lots of new books and authors who write about basically anything. And subscribing obviously helps LeanPub authors get discovered by people like you. So subscribing is doing some good work as well. So thanks very much, everyone, for watching this live stream today, or sometime in the future if you found it on our YouTube channel or at the top of this blog post. And yeah, please, wherever you found it, please like and subscribe. And yeah, thanks for watching.